Hi everyone, welcome back to my channels, and today in this video I'm going to teach you some important and advanced concept about CSS. Okay. In previous video we have covered some basic concepts, some intermediate concept, right? But in this video I will explain you all the advanced concept in CSS. Okay. So let's get started with our video. So come came into our Visual Studio. Come on. Okay. Okay. So great. So in this video, today we are going to cover six topic and what are it's like it's a what is the CSS layout. Second is a what are the media queries? What is a media query in CSS? Okay, then third one is a transition and animations. Fourth one is a transform. What is a transform, right? Then we have a box shadow and text shadow in CSS. And by the end of this video, at the end we are learning what is a framework. Okay. So in this video we are covering this all the advanced topic. Okay. So great. So let's get started with our first topic. Okay. What is a layout in CSS? So layout in CSS means how the element are arranged on a web page. Okay, simply, what is a layout? Layout means layout means how how the element how the elements are arranged on the web page. Okay, right. So this is a layout. Layout means how the element are uh, how the element are arranged on the web page. We can arrange side by side also. Sometimes we can arrange in stack order also, but sometimes we arrange the element at the center of our web page. Okay. So all this arrangement of an element onto the web page, it is done by layout. Okay. So initially, before Flexbox and Grid, layout was done using float and inline and positioning property of CSS. Okay, initially, but after the modern CSS will provide some uh, uh, modern CSS will provide two important layout, and that are Flexbox and Grid. Okay, so modern CSS provide two layouts, right? And what are these? This is a Flexbox and Grid. Okay, great, great. So till we have covered what is a layout and what are the modern CSS provided types of layout. Okay, so that are Flexbox and Grid. Okay, great. So I will explain you one by one. Don't worry. Okay, so first I'm going to explain you Flexbox. Okay. So what is a Flexbox? Flexbox, it is a one dimensional. Okay, always remember. Flexbox is a one dimensional layer. Okay. Flexbox is always one dimensional layout. Okay, great. And it is used to arrange elements in one direction. Okay, one direction. Or it can be a column or it can be rows. Okay, okay. Remember, Flexbox it is a one-dimensional layout, and we are used to arrange the element in only one direction at a time. Okay, we can arrange the element by column or we can arrange the element by rows. So this is a Flexbox. Okay, I will explain you through an example, so don't worry about that. So for this, I need to create a one HTML file, index.html, right? And one style.css. Okay, great. Now my first step to create a HTML structure, right? This is a CSS tutorial. It's just a title, okay? You can uh, write anything inside a title. Okay, great. Now, I want to, okay, first I want to link my external CSS with my HTML file. So we use a link tag, right? In this way, we can link CSS, our external CSS with our HTML file. Okay, great. Now, I'm going to create one div first. Okay, one main div, and I'm giving one class like container. Okay, great. And inside a container, I have created three divs. Okay, I'm going to create three divs. Okay, great. One, two, three, and give one common class to each of them. Okay, class and like box. Okay, I'm writing this code only for to understand the Flexbox. Okay, so right, we have covered Flexbox theoretically, but now I'm going to show you example, practical example how Flexbox we used. Okay, okay. So great. So I'm going to run this program first. Okay, okay. You can see the output of this code. Okay, so one, two, three. But it's not look like a box, right? So we are going to give some style to look like a box. So I am going to give I'm selecting box and now I'm going to give some width 100 pixel, height 100 pixel. Great. Are you able to see? No. You can see, right? Some space before applying height and width, right? You can see, right? It's very near, right? But when after giving some height and width, it takes a space right in between an element. When we give some color, background color, you can see, right? Blue when you give, you can see. Right? So this is our boxes. So if I give some margin bottom 10 pixel, you can see, right? So this is a we have created three boxes over here. Okay, great. Okay, now we have seen, right? Flexbox is a one-dimensional layout, and we use Flexbox to arrange the element in one direction. Okay, so by default, I'm saying that by default, Flex arrange the element in rows. Okay, I will show you. Oh, okay, I will show you how you can make any container to Flex layout. Okay, so for that you can select container, main container. Okay, I'm going to apply over container. So just write display and apply flex property on display. Okay, so you can see the right. So by default, flex always by default flex takes rows layout. Okay, by default. Okay, great. And if we give some gap like 10 pixels, so you will get some gap in between the two different elements, flex element. Okay, great. So okay, so by default, mm, uh, by default it show in row direction. Okay, but we can change the direction of flex layout using flex direction property. Okay, if you want to change to direction of your flex layout, you can use flex direction property. If I mention column, so you can see it will change, right, from row to column, right? Great. So this is a flex direction property, and we use to change the direction of default flex layout. Okay, and default direction of flex layout is a row. Okay, always remember. And second thing, gap property we use to place some gap in between two flex items. Okay, great. Okay, then suppose if you want to align. Okay, now we want by default row. Okay, we don't want uh, our flex layout as a column. So I'm going to comment this code. Okay, great. Now it's by default row layout. Okay, great. Okay, so suppose if I want to align horizontally at the center of my page, so I'm going to use justify content center. Okay, justify content property we use to align the element horizontally. If you want to center your element horizontally, okay, so you can use justify content center. You can see, right? We have centered horizontally, right? Using this justify content property. Okay. But you want your element, your flex element, you want at the center of your web page. So you can apply another property, and that is align item. It is used to uh, it will affect on your vertical flex item. Okay, it will change the position of your vertically. Okay, and explaining you can see, right? Okay, okay, why it's not okay, wait. Okay, so so okay, our flex flex items are not going at center, right? It happened because we are not mention any height and width to our container. Okay, so we are going to give some width and height to the container. High width is 100%. I'm going to give, and height is 100 VH. Okay, so you can see now, right? We are able to successfully uh, align our flex item at the center of our web page. Okay, using the flex. So this is a flex. Okay, it is very helpful when you want to when you when you want to arrange your element on your web page. Okay, so this is a flex box. Okay, guys, and in flex, uh, lot of properties like flex direction, flex wrap, flex grow. Okay, flex properties. So I'm not going to explain all this property, but I'm going to explain you important property. Okay, so flex wrap property. It is used. It is mostly used to make your element responsive. Okay, I will show you. Okay, when you apply flex wrap. Okay, and if you change the size of your screen, you can see, right? When you apply, if you change the size of screen, So your element, your flex element, whatever the items of your flex, it will change, right, automatically from uh, row to column, right? But so that is the advantage of flex wrap. Okay, when you are not using the flex wrap, if you are not using the flex wrap property, so you can see, right, it's not wrap your content responsive. It's not responsive, right? So it is mostly used for making your element responsive. Okay, depending on screen size, right? Great. Okay, great. So I think now it's clear. Okay, what is a flex? Okay. So the second layout is grid layout. Okay. So what is a grid? So first of all, understand grid. Flex is a one-dimensional layout, but grid is a two-dimensional layout. Okay, two-dimensional layout. Okay, great. What is a grid? Grid is a two-dimensional layout, and it is used. It is. It is used to arrange. It is used to arrange and elements in both the direction. Okay, it is used to arrange the element in both the direction on web page. Okay, great. Okay, so grid is a two-dimensional and it is used to arrange. It is used to arrange element in both the direction on the web page at the same time. Okay, so what is the difference between Flexbox and grid? I'm telling you. Okay, I'm explaining what are the differences. So basically, we use Flexbox when we want to work on small component of the web page, right? Like if you want to build only nav bar, so you can use Flexbox. If you want to build a cart, you can use Flexbox, right? If you want to build some buttons, so and if you want to arrange that buttons, that nav bar at a specific position of your web page, so you can use Flexbox over there, okay? But if you want to make fully web page, okay, and if you want to create a more complex layout, if you want to create a fully page, or if you want to make a complex layout, we can say that, okay, and if you want to control more control on all the elements, so you can use grid because it is a two-dimensional layout. So that is the difference between Flexbox and grid. I will explain you grid also with an example, so don't worry, right? So I'm going to comment this code first. Okay, right? Great. Because of this, I think, right? Okay, great. So now I'm adding one more div to here. Okay, change to 4. Okay, great. And now I apply some styles. This is example of grid layout. Okay, so okay, so first I have apply some styling to the boxes. Okay, so on box I have apply some background. What is background? Sky blue. Okay, I want sky blue background of boxes and padding 10 pixel. I want. Okay, right? Okay, great, great. Now I want to apply grid. So I choose container first, dot container. And if you want to make your element grid layout, so you can use a display grid property. Okay, it's not working because we need one more property with the display grid, that is uh, grid grid template columns. Okay, and grid template columns, it gives you the range, it gives you the how many columns you want. Okay, so so we can use a repeat property over here. Okay, and in repeat property we use 1 comma 2 fr. Oh, why it's not working? Fr, no, fr, right? Okay, gap property. If you apply the pixel, right? You can see, right? So it's a grid template column, right? So this is a grid layout. Okay, and if you mention here, like 2, and here if you mention 1 fr, so you can see, right? We can easily arrange the element using a grid. Okay, and we can easily create a more complex layout using the grid. So that is the advantages of grid. Okay, and you can also do like this, right? You can see, right? So this is the advantages of grid. Okay, and this is the difference between grid and Flexbox. Basically, grid we use when we want to create a more complex layout and when uh, we want more control on elements. So that time we use a display. But if you want to create some smaller component like navbar, right? So that time we can use Flexbox. And if you want to create a complex galleries, right? And if you want to create complex structures, so complex layout, so you can prefer grid. Okay, so these two are the important layout in CSS. Okay, so great. I'll explain you what's a flexbox and what is a grid. Okay, so in grid also we have a gap property, right? So I have already told you gap property we use to uh, place some space between two uh, grid element, right? Okay, great. So now coming to our second topic, that is media query. What is a media query? Okay, so this is a very important topic. Okay, so I will explain you what is a media query. It is a CSS features which is used to make our web page more responsive. Okay, what is a media query? Media queries. It's a CSS feature which is used to make our web page responsive. Okay, we use media query to make our web page responsive. Okay, and basically we use media query to look our website good at every screen size. Even if we see if you want to see your website good at a mobile screen, at laptop screen, at tablet screen, at desktop screen, so you can use a media query. Okay, when you design your web page. So that's the reason we use media query. Okay, and it is used to look good. It is used to look good our web page at every screen size. Okay, and at every screen size like mobile, tab, tablet, comma, laptop, comma, desktop. Okay, so this is a reason we use media query. Okay, okay, I will explain you how we are going to use media query. Okay, so for media query, I'm using only one div. Okay, no, I'm not. No, I'm just commenting this and this one also. I'm going to comment. Okay, great. Or I'm going to comment this whole div. Just create a new div. Okay, great. So I want to show you responsiveness. Okay, so for that, I'm going to create a div. Okay, and in this div, I'm going to create a one h1. That is this. This is a responsive heading. Okay, okay, great. I'm going to apply some styling to this div heading. Okay, and I'm just applying some styling heading. Right, heading. Okay, so I'm going to apply some styling, right? I want background color. I want background color. Initially, I want background color is a sky blue. Okay, you can see, right? And I'm going to apply some width to the container, right? Some width. Width is 550 pixel. Okay, good. And height is um, height is no height. I'm not giving some no height. Okay, I'm just giving width. Okay, and I want text align center, right? Okay, and okay, okay, great. So suppose it is initially you can say, right, and I need to change the color of text. So it's a brown color. Okay, okay, great. So initially, okay, I'm not giving some. I'm just giving 100%. Correct. Okay, great. So this is our heading. Okay, now I'm going to apply some media query. Okay, so how we are using media query? So for that we use @, then basically we use media query to make our web page responsive. So you can use like this media query and you can mention max, and if you max like 650 pixel. Okay, so you can return your like dot heading. Background color you want to change. Okay, when background color you are going to give red. I'm going to give red. and color one I want black. Okay, black. I'm going to give a black color, and I'm going to give text align to the right side of, because I'm giving this styling to understand the responsiveness of the web page. Okay, so for that reason, I'm giving this styling. Okay, okay. So and color black and width. Okay, width. We want uh 70%, right? You can see. I have applied okay, max width. I think you need to right, max width. Yeah. Okay. So in this way, you can apply media query, right? At the rate media and then max width. Okay, a max width you can mention. So when I mention a max width 650, okay. So whatever I have written inside this in this media query, it apply when our screen size is equal to 650 or less than equal to 650. Okay. If our screen size is above than 650, it will not work. Okay. Whatever we have written inside a media query, I will show you. Okay. Right. Initially, you can see, right? It's a background color. Background color is sky blue and our heading is okay. But when you are going to change your screen size to mobile, right? You can see, right? You can see whatever styling we have applied, right? Here you can see, right? In what 650, right? So you can say here, right? When I click on 650, below than 650, you can see, right? So whatever we have written inside media query will apply to our element, right? Whatever the styling we are written inside that media query, it will apply our- apply our apply on our element, right? Great. You can see, right? So this is the responsive. Okay, in this way we can make a responsive. And have you seen? It's we have applied text align right side, right? So this is the power of media query. Okay, so using a media query, we can create. Okay, we can create our web page responsive. We can create a responsive web page using media queries. And great. So I think you are understand, right? The two topic. So till now we have covered the two topics very well. Okay, great. So now it's time to okay, wait. Okay, so till now we have covered this two topic in very detail. Okay, so now it's time to move on to the next topic. And the next topic is transitions and animations. Okay, it is a very interesting topic in CSS. So, what is a transition? Okay, transitions, you can say that it is used to make change from it make change smooth. It make a smooth change. Okay, it make a smooth change from one style to another. I will show you through an example. Okay, don't worry. So, what is a transition? So, first understand what is a transition. Transition is a we use to it is used to make our element style. It is used to change our element style from one style to another. Okay, so I will explain it one example. So for this example for transition, I'm going to create a one more, or I'm going to uh, okay, I'm going to create another div. Okay, so in this div I have created one button, and this is uh hello. Okay, so this is our button, right? You can see, right? I'm going to comment this code because, right? Hello. Okay, great. So I'm explaining the transition, right? So I'm going to give one class button, right? Okay. Mhm. We use okay, no need to give it. Okay, we apply some styling to the button. Okay, so on button we want background color aqua. Okay, and color black. Okay, so it's visible clear, right? Okay, great. And we want some padding also, 20, right? 20 pixel, and we want text align center, text align center. Okay, I will give you some item width mm, given 230 pixel. It's I think very big, right? Oh, good, good, nice. And we want height. So height I'm giving 120 pixel. Oh no, it's very big. So I'm giving 50 pixel. I think 50 pixel, right? Okay, great. So now when I'm applying some hover on this button, right? I'm going to change some styling. Okay, I want background color. I want background color dark gray. Okay, and no, no, not dark gray. To change this color after hovering. I need the background color crimson. Okay, and color will be aqua blue. And padding I want padding of 15 pixel. Okay, and text align want center. Okay, now if we hover on this button, you can see, right, the button background color will get changed, right, and the text color also. So but it's happening instantly, right? So we can, for making this changes smoothly, we can use transition over here. Okay, so how can I use transition over here? So I'm going to apply to my button transition on, we want transition on background color, right? So we can mention background background color, 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 right? And we want background color, mhm, from 0.45 second. Okay, great. And easy in out. So when we use a transition, you can see the difference, right? It's smooth, right? You can see, right? And if you increase the time, like 89, 85, so you can see, right? It take a time. It's a very smooth transition, right? So this is a transition. Okay. So this is the transition, and we are using a lot of times when we are building some web page, right? And when we are building some website, so we use a lot. So this is a very important property of CSS. Okay, great. So this is a transition, right? I think you understand. Okay. So then we have animations. So as a name, right? So using the animation, we can animate our element using keyframes. Okay, keyframes. Using keyframes, we are going to animate the element elements onto the web page. Okay, great. I will show you the example uh, from W3 schools. Okay, so for that I'm going W3 schools, and I'm click on CSS part, and here you can search animations. And as a developer, okay, you don't need to remember all the property of CSS. Okay, you just know, you have an idea about, you have an idea this property is available in CSS. Okay, if you know that much only, so whenever you will need that property, you can directly search uh, for that. Okay, so we are here on W3 schools, and this is the animation, right? CSS allows animation of HTML element without using JavaScript, right? So this is the animation. What are a CSS animation? The animations lets an element gradually change from one style to another style, right? So using a keyframes, I have told you, right, already. So here is an example. So I can copy this example for you, okay? I will explain you, don't worry, okay? And came here, okay? So pause, so okay. So I'm going to comment my code, okay? Great. And now I'm pasting the W3 skill code, okay? So you can see the output now, right? So this is our animations. So what happened? I will I will explain, okay? So we use when we want to animate an element, we use keyframes, okay? So here what we are doing first, we have created one div, okay, and we have assigned some width and height to that div, and give one background color as a red, okay. Okay, so then we give one animation name, and that is examples, okay. And second thing is we have give animation duration, means the time for the animation. So we have give 4 seconds, right? And after doing this style, we use keyframes, right? And We have mentioned animation name example. That's why we have used here example. Okay. If we change the name of your animation to just animation, so you need to change over here also. Okay, great. So you can see your output. It's still working, right? So we use keyframes. Then we have mentioned animation name. Our animation name is a just animation, right? Then we are going to write from background color red. We want background color yellow after every 4 seconds, right? So this animation will work like this, okay? Every 4 seconds, right? If you change the timing to 1 second, so you can see, right? When you're reloading it, after 1 second, it change the color of box, okay? So this is an animation. I think you got it, okay? So now I'm going to remove this code, okay? It's just for your understanding. I'm pasting this code just for your understanding purpose. Uh, this is our code, right? Yeah, this is our code. We have applied transition, right? Great. So till now we have covered three topics in CSS, right? What is the layout? What's the media query and what's the transition and animations? Okay. Now we are going to move our fourth topics. That is a transform. Okay. So transform property we use to change visually. Visually, we need to change the size, shape, and position of our element. Okay, but it will not affect on our structure of our web page. Okay, but visually we can change the size, structure, and position of our of our element on web page. Okay, so this is a transform property. Transform property we used we used to visually change the element like shape. We need to change the shape, po position. We need to change the shape, position, right? Like etc. Things we need to change. We visually change the elements into an web page. We use we use transform. Okay, great. So in transform we have different properties like rotate, scales, translate, and skew. Okay, great. So I will explain you through an example. Okay, don't worry. I'm going to comment whole code first. Okay? Mm, okay, great. And this code I also need to. Okay, I just created one div. Okay, and need to use transform property, right? So this is a div simple, and I have given. I'm going to give one class, and this is a box. Okay, And on this blocks, I'm going to apply some styling like width 100 pixel, height 100 pixel, and background color red. Eh? This is our we have created a one rectangle when box, right? Great. Okay, so what is a transform property? Okay, so if you use your transform property on box, so like this, if you use transform, uh, if we in transform we have a rotate property. Okay, so using this rotate property, we can rotate the element uh, uh, as per some angle. Okay, so suppose if we mention 45 degrees rotate, so you can see, right? We are able to rotate our box, right? 45 degree. Okay, so when we use a positive number in transform rotate property, so it will rotate clockwise. Okay, and if you want to rotate our element anti-clockwise, so you just mention negative value like minus 45 degree, right? So it will rotate anti-clockwise. Okay, so this is the first property in transform rotate. Okay, using the rotate property, we can rotate. Okay, I'm going to close this. Okay, great. So rotate property we use to rotate the element. Okay, and then second is scale property. Okay, scale property. No, I will explain here only. Okay, so I'm going to remove this or not remove. I'm going to comment this. Okay, so by default it's look like this. Okay, great. So when you use transform, uh, which property? Scale, right? So you can see scale property we used for. I will show you it. Okay, so the scale means it resize our element. Okay, like currently our element size is this. Okay, this width is 100% and height is 100%. When you scale it, scale property, transform scale property we use to resize our element. Suppose if you want to resize, you can, right? We have increases our here we have initially by default we have given width 100 and height is 100, but if you see after applying transform scale property, the width will increase, right? 150, 150, right? So that's the power of transform property. Okay, so this is the scale, transform scale property. Then we have transform. We have already covered, right? Rotate, transform scale property also have covered. Now, yeah, transform skew. Okay, this property basically change the structure of your shape of your element. Okay, I will show you. Suppose if you give 20 comma 10, or you give like this 2.5 pixel or 10.4 pixel, No, I think okay. Skew we use to change the shape of. We use a degree, okay. You can see the output, right? So in this way, we use skew, transform skew, okay? Great. Then rotate, scale, skew, and one more is translate, right? So basically, translate we use to change the position of our element, like transform, translate, like 20 pixel, comma 45 pixel, right? So it will change the position of our box, right? Suppose if you mention 120 pixel, right? You can see if you mention 520 pixel, right? And if you mention 145 pixel, you can see, right? So transform translate property are used to change the position of our element on web page. So so this is the transform property, okay? So this is the transform translate property. So nice. We have covered tail. We have covered four topics. Okay. So great. So now we have a next topic, and that is shadow. Okay. So what is a shadow? Basically, shadow is a it is a blur or a solid. We can say that blur or solid shape which is behind of our actual element. Okay. So shadow. It's a it's a blur or solid solid solid. It is a blur or solid shape. We can say that shape uh be behind of actual element. Okay. So this is a shadow in and we have a two shadows. Okay. So the first one is a box shadows and second one is a text shadow. So box box shadow shadows. Okay, so box shadow and second one is okay box shadow we used on box like we can use on div we can use on nav we can use on buttons, right? So etc, okay, etc. So box shadow we can use on like divs, nav, var, buttons, cart, okay, buttons, comma, cart, so etc. Okay, so we use box shadow over this much element, okay, but text shadow we use only on text, okay, we used only only on text, okay, great. So I will show you. So for box shadow, I have already created one div. Okay, in this in this in this. Okay, wait. Okay, so we have already created div, right? So we use this already created div to explain you box shadow. Okay. Okay. So, okay, here only I'm going to give box shadow. You can use box shadow and you can give 2 pixel, 1.5 pixel, then 1 pixel, and then we want some color RGB, 0, 0, 0, and 0.6. You can see, right? Some shadow, right? This shadow, you can see, right? Comes behind of our actual element, right? So this is a shadow, okay, and we use a lot in our website. When we build some website now, we use a lot. So this is a shadow property in CSS, and this is a box shadow. And second one is a text shadow. I have already told you, right? Text shadow only used on, it will only apply on text, okay, and it is only used on, we use only on text, okay. So for this I'm going to create one h2, and this is a text shadow, text shadow, right? You mm, okay, I'm going to comment this. You can see, right? This is our text shadow, okay. Now we are going now I'm going to apply text shadow on text. So simply I'm going to select h2 and apply text shadow, text shadow, and I'm going to give 0.2 pixel, 1 pixel, and 0.4 pixel, and then give some color RGBA and give like this 0, 0, 0, and 0.3. Okay, so you can see, right? So we have applied some color, right? We have applied text shadow. I'm zooming and increase the zoom level, right? You can see, right? We have applied some text shadow. You can see, right? I'm going to increase the 7, 2, and 6. You can see, right? So this is a text shadow in our, sorry, this is a text shadow in our CSS. Okay, great. So till now we have covered all the, we have covered 5 topics, and only one last topic are remain. Okay, and the last topic is a very interesting topic. Okay, so it is a introduction to framework. Okay, so first understand what is a framework. I will explain you what is a framework. And framework is, it is a predefined, we can say the predefined block of code. It is a predefined block of code, or we can say that it is already written by somebody. We are going to use that code when we need. Okay, so it is a predefined block of code, and we used that code for making our web page good. Okay, in simple language, this is a framework, or No, not a, this is not a framework. It is a predefined code, okay? It is a predefined block of code, and we use whenever we need it. We need it, okay? So what is a framework? Framework is a predefined block of code, and we use directly whenever we need it. Okay? So this is a framework. And Tailwind CSS is a framework of CSS. Okay, Tailwind is a framework of CSS because uh, if you want to write, if you want to apply some styling, right, you need to write some vanilla CSS, right? So it take a times, right? So frameworks we use for that purpose. It is when we use a framework, it helps to it helps to it helps our building speed. Okay, whatever we are going to build, so to it help to improve our speed. Okay, so that's the reason we use frameworks. Okay. And if we use a framework, so because framework is already written by some good developers, right? So so it is very responsive, right? And if we see the Tailwind CSS, whatever the utility classes written in Tailwind CSS, if we use that classes, so it is very easy to make your website responsive. So this is the second advantages of using frameworks. And if you want in future, if you want to integrate with uh, integrate with a different technology like React and Vue, so we can easily integrate. Okay, so that's why we use the frameworks. Okay, I will show you the Tailwind. I'm not explain you in detail in this video. For Tailwind, I will make sure I will make one more video for specific for Tailwind. Okay, but in brief, I will show you what is a Tailwind. Okay, so for that, I'm going to show you directly show you one. I'm going to show the Tailwind CSS website. Okay. If you see it's a version 4.1, okay, but I'm using the older version, okay? Okay, so this is our Tailwind, okay? So if you see, this is the official Tailwind site, okay? Tailwind CSS, and it is a framework, okay? You can see here, it is a utility first CSS framework, okay? It is not a library, first understand. It is a framework, okay? So it is a utility first CSS framework, and we package within a class like text, padding top, text center, and rotate line that can be composed to build any design directly into markups, okay? And it is used to rapidly build modern website, okay? So that's why we use Tailwind, okay? So you can see this is a Tailwind. Okay, okay. So this is a guide, okay, how we can install the get started with the Tailwind CSS. Okay, this is a installation steps. Okay, Tailwind CLI. How can we install through a terminal? So these are the simple steps. And if you want to work with framework, so this is the framework guides. Okay, this all are okay, and this is a please CDN, right? Okay, great. And if we see the component here, you can see a lot of component, right? So you can click on this component like. team collection, and you can see the code, right? Code of the Tailwind. So it's very simple. You just need to, and one more advantages of using Tailwind. Okay, we don't use two files like CSS files and HTML files. We can directly we are going to directly write our styling in HTML file only. We are going to just use classes and apply a styling over there, like simple classes like BG white, then padding y direction 24, in small screen padding y direction is 32. In this simple way, we can apply CSS, okay, and we use it framework, Tailwind framework to make user uh, user interface, okay, or we are going to make a not we are going to, but okay, so this is the Tailwind, okay, these are the components. A lot of components are available in Tailwind Plus. You can see, you can go to this Tailwind site and explore, okay. So if you if you explore by yourself, now you learn a lot of things, okay. So this is a Tailwind site, okay, and if you go to the components, you can see the components, right, and if you click on explore template, you will get a lot of templates, right. So you can explore the Tailwind framework, and you have playground also, so you can change and you can uh, use your Tailwind over here, right? So this is a Tailwind playground, okay? So this is the and one more thing, okay? If you don't know how, we can use a we can use a Tailwind CSS in our HTML page directly. We can use CDN of Tailwind CSS, and we are able to access the Tailwind, okay, in our HTML web page. It is very easy. It's not a hard, first of all, okay. Great. Then mm second thing is that if we suppose if you don't know how to write classes for uh, margin in Tailwind, so you can just go and search like this margin, right? And mar margin and just click, right? You will get all this margins utility classes like M0, margin 0 pixel, MX, margin left, right? So in this way you can search and you will get whatever you need, okay? Margin padding, right? Then width properties, mean width. So if you don't know about any property, how you can use, so you can you can go to Tailwind CSS and just search whatever. If you don't know how to apply gaps or how to apply flex using Tailwind, so you can just mention, you can just type flex and search. You can get some examples, right? Some properties like flex. So in this way, you can apply Tailwind CSS, okay? And surely I will tell you, okay? For you, I will created one more good video only on Tailwind CSS, okay? So definitely in future I will create a one video, and in that video I'm going to cover Tailwind CSS in depth, okay? So today I'm just giving you a brief introduction about frameworks, Tailwind CSS. Okay, so that's all about today's sessions we have covered six important topics in CSS, right? And I have explained all the topics with an example. So if you find this video helpful, so like and subscribe my channels for getting new uploaded videos. Okay. And if you are watching my channels, if you are watching my videos, so thank you so much for all of your love, and thank you so much, and bye bye, take care guys.